People who are severely abused in almost every relationship they're in not only find people able and willing to abuse them with unerring accuracy, but with some people who abuse some people and not others, they invoke and draw out the abuser in a way that is sometimes as mystifying to the abuser as it is to the victim. Why do I want to hit you so much? I don't understand it. Oh, but I just can't stand this. But you're the only one that makes me feel this way. I need relief. There's an alchemy. Now, in the chronological ages of childhood, it's completely inappropriate to explore or ask a child why they allowed this and that and the other. Every single child at that stage of life will sign any abuse contract offered to them by an authority figure. Sign on the dotted line or I won't let you survive. Don't tell your mother. This is our little secret. Okay, Dad. You'll like me then? I'll be special? Okay, Mom. We won't tell Dad about that. We know he's such a jerk. I hate the way he treats you, right? Dad's the enemy. It's our little secret. So once we become the victim, we have to deal, once we become the abuser, or the repeat victim, whatever it is, as an adult, as a grown-up, I should say, we have to, at some point in growth, acknowledge that we have something to do with the issue. And I hate myself, but that doesn't help the issue. And I despise myself, that doesn't help it either. I punish myself, doesn't really help it either. The only thing that helps heal the traumatic cycle of various dis-eases is love. Loving enough to care, caring enough to see, seeing enough to understand, understanding enough to empathize, empathizing enough to attune, attuning enough to succeed, succeeding enough to facilitate the movement, the evolutionary human movement to survive, the hierarchical progression of movement to survive, to feel security in that survival, to experience love and belonging, which includes into me you see, which goes on to self-esteem, to become the person I admire and respect and value, earned love by being my own ideal, to developing gifts, and to bringing those gifts into the world abundantly, and to creating that abundance. To do that abundantly, inside and out, and in doing so to release the trust, the love, the transcendence in the environment, to shift brain state from the trauma state of the reptile to the rational state, to the empathic with rationality, to the transcendent state, to become part of something bigger than ourselves. I love you enough to nurture you on that journey intentionally, systematically, with discipline. How are you doing 1 to 10 in your survival, in your security of survival? And are you sustainable in that? If you reach the point where if I die, you can grow yourself even more, not lose it all because of a dependence. Have you become a uniquely formed individual, bringing your gifts to the world? When we can do that first to ourselves, to our inner child, our inner adolescent, and be born as an adult through love, we can then do it for others who are on either side of the victim-perpetrator cycle of dis-ease, of trauma, of unconsciousness. We can do it for another on either side. Understanding that there are no perpetrators who were not victims. There are no victims who will not become perpetrators unless the cycle is interrupted by an adult who has the capacity to consciously love their own victim and their own perpetrator, and to develop a map out of that maze. It's the only one who can break the cycle. You can put people in jail and destroy families. You can punish people and destroy the punished and the punisher. You can catch people and shame them in various ways. You can have revenge and torment them. Just transferring from the identity of the helpless victim to the one who has power. And there can be instinctual progression in all of that. But we don't transcend the cycle of violence until we get to the adult. And again, growth, fun. It's more fun to be an adult than to be a victim or a perpetrator. And finally, we have patterns, those annoying things. Why do I always pick men who do this? Why do women always want this? And why do all my girlfriends get fat right after we date for at least 3 years or whatever? Oh, it's so annoying. I hate them. I'll do this and this and this. And of course, patterns don't shift with hatred any more than victim-perpetrator patterns shift with hatred. Shift with understanding. If our role in the cycle, are we a child? Are we an adolescent? We can't change. Can we become an adult? The adult is an inevitable progression in one lifetime or another. Just keep rolling the variables out. Keep creating other versions in the possibility field of human beings. Some of them are going to become an adult. In our culture, a distinct minority at some age before they die will become an adult capable of loving and knowing what adult love is. Waking up, knowing what it's like to be an adult. And an adult is capable of a higher degree of intelligence. An adult is a higher intelligence than a child, an adolescent, a young adult, than a victim or a perpetrator. An adult is capable of giving adult love. A child is capable of I need you. An adolescent is capable of I want you. Don't you understand? I need to fuck you immediately because I love you. I don't care about your homework. I don't care about test results. I need you. Can't you feel how much I love you? Adolescent love. I want, I need, completely self-absorbed. It's only an adult who has first loved their own child and loved their own adolescent who is capable saying, I care about you. Not to imprison you, not to possess you, not to pull you, but I love you enough to care. I care enough to see. I see enough to understand. which takes time. I love enough to take that time, to see enough to understand. When you truly understand any individual, you will empathize. That's what mirror neurons do. You will care. You will understand. When you understand enough, you will empathize. When you empathize, you will be moved. Moved to what? To attune. Attune to what? To success. Succeeding at what? If they're not surviving, helping them survive. Then helping them deepen their security and survival, which means learning how to be independent of you in their survival. Love and belonging, being known, being welcome, having all of them be understood and welcome. Most of us have never been loved by an adult thoroughly with excellence in our entire life. Most of us can't tell what our partner's love language is. Most of us don't know what the highs and lows of our partner's day was. What you love about me the most these days and hate about me the most. How much you hate yourself. What's the bottom line here? What were the main traumatic events last year? Most of us don't have a clue. So we can't empathize because we don't understand. We're just, I need, I want. And if you need, or if you want and I need, we have a bargain. You're a child and I'm an adolescent. We've got a bargain. You want me to take care of you? I want to fuck you. We've got a bargain. Don't you do this, or I'm going to shoot you, or I'm going to do this, because I don't know how to love as an adult. I just know what I want. I'm going to get it. As a dysfunctional child, mirroring dysfunctional parents who had us for the same reason. But the child, statistically speaking, is more evolved, statistically speaking, than their parents, by being a synergy of the two, by bringing two separate programs, witnessing them as the masculine, feminine as the dynamic, learning the best of each for better or worse, and taking it to a different level. Every single one of these programs is guaranteed to win eventually and is guaranteed to get better over time. Death is guaranteed to lead to more intelligent life. Pain is guaranteed to lead to less suffering in time. It all ends up in beauty, truth, goodness, and sustainable fun. Reactively, with many bumps along the road and a very slow road. Proactively and gracefully, with the recognition of an adult, with the recognition of a spiritual adult, a self that is larger than the identity that has been formed to engage with an environment and meet its human needs.